The massive repair station hummed with mechanical sounds and bustling activity. Jae-won Park stood near the enormous alien spacecraft, her eyes carefully examining every millimeter of its damaged exterior. Unlike other mechanics who had already given up, she saw something different, a challenge waiting to be solved. The ship looked like it had survived a brutal battle. Deep scars marked its metallic skin, and complex technological systems hung exposed like wounded nerves. Other mechanics had walked away, declaring the vessel beyond repair. But Jae-won wasn't like them. She had a reputation for solving impossible problems. Her hands moved carefully using specialized scanning tools that mapped the ship's intricate damage. Each scan revealed layers of complexity that would make most engineers surrender. But not her. She saw patterns where others saw chaos. Her mind worked like a complex puzzle solver, breaking down impossible challenges into manageable steps. Alien supervisors watched her from a distance. Their tall, slender bodies seemed tense, almost hoping she would fail. They had brought this ship from a distant star system, believing no human could restore its advanced technological systems. Their skeptical eyes followed her every movement, waiting for her to admit defeat. Jae-won wore simple gray overalls, her hair tied back in a practical ponytail. She didn't look like a technological genius, but her hands told a different story. Each movement was precise, calculated, and purposeful. She pulled out specialized tools that seemed to dance between her fingers, connecting with the ship's damaged systems. The repair station's environment was loud and chaotic. Sparks flew from various workstations, and mechanical sounds created a constant background noise. But Jae-won remained focused, her concentration cutting through the noise like a sharp knife. She understood technology in a way most people couldn't, not just as machines but as living, breathing systems. Her first discovery came unexpectedly. A small network junction that others had overlooked contained a critical design flaw. Most mechanics would have replaced the entire system, but Jae-won saw an opportunity for reconstruction. She began carefully realigning quantum circuits, her fingers moving with incredible speed and precision. The alien supervisors leaned closer, their initial skepticism slowly transforming into curious interest. They had seen many human mechanics, but none worked quite like Jae-won. She wasn't just repairing, she was reimagining the entire technological framework. Hours passed and the ship began to change. Where there were once broken systems, Jae-won introduced adaptive solutions. Her approach wasn't about replacing damaged parts, but understanding their original purpose and creating smarter alternatives. Each repair was like a small revolution in technological thinking. Her tools weren't just mechanical instruments, but extensions of her incredible problem-solving mind. She spoke softly to herself, working through complex calculations and potential scenarios. The ship seemed to respond to her touch, its damaged systems gradually coming back to life. By the time evening lights flickered across the repair station, the alien vessel looked fundamentally different. What was once considered a hopeless wreck now hummed with potential. Jae-won stepped back, her face showing a mixture of concentration and subtle pride. The alien supervisors exchanged glances. Something extraordinary had just happened. A young human mechanic had done what their most advanced technological teams considered impossible. They realized this wasn't just a repair. It was a demonstration of human potential. Jae-won wiped sweat from her forehead, her eyes still scanning the ship's systems. She knew this was just the beginning. The real challenge would be proving that her repairs could withstand the extreme conditions of interstellar travel. As the station's lights dimmed and other mechanics finished their shifts, Jae-won remained. Her work was far from over, and she was just getting started. The repair station buzzed with quiet tension as Jae-won continued her work on the alien spacecraft. Her hands moved quickly, connecting complex systems that seemed to defy traditional engineering logic. Other mechanics watched from a distance, whispering about her unusual approach. The ship's internal systems were like a massive puzzle waiting to be solved. Where most would see a hopeless tangle of technological components, Jae-won saw potential. She pulled out a small device, something she had modified herself. and began carefully mapping the ship's quantum network. Alien supervisors stood nearby, their long fingers tapping nervously on data tablets. They had seen many mechanics attempt repairs, but none worked quite like this young human. Jaewon's method was different. She wasn't just replacing parts. She was redesigning entire systems. A critical power junction that had been damaged caught her attention. Most engineers would have completely replaced the component, but she saw something more. Her fingers traced the damaged circuits, understanding their original design language. She began to introduce hybrid solutions, combining alien technology with human innovation. The room grew quiet as she worked. Sparks occasionally flew from her tools, but they were different from typical repair sparks. These were controlled, purposeful, almost like small bursts of technological creativity. Her modifications started to reveal themselves. The ship's systems were becoming more responsive, more intelligent. One of the alien supervisors, a tall being named Kiral, moved closer. "What are you doing?" he asked, his voice a mix of curiosity and concern. Jaewon didn't look up, her focus completely absorbed by the intricate work before her. "Solving problems," she responded simply, her hands never stopping their precise movements. The ship's damaged systems began to show signs of remarkable transformation. Where there were once broken connections, Jaewon introduced adaptive neural networks. She was basically teaching the ship's technology to heal itself, to learn and adapt in ways it never could before. Her approach was revolutionary. Traditional repair methods were linear and rigid. Jaewon's method was fluid, almost organic. She understood technology not as a collection of parts, but as a living, breathing system that could be coached back to full functionality. Hours passed. The repair station's lights cycled through different modes, but Jaewon worked continuously. Her water bottle sat untouched, her meal forgotten. This was more than a job. It was a challenge she was determined to solve. The alien technology began to respond in unexpected ways. Systems that had been completely offline started to show signs of life. Complex algorithms that had been corrupted began to rebuild themselves under her guidance. It was like watching a patient slowly recovering from a critical illness. Kiral and other alien supervisors watched in growing amazement. They had brought this ship from the edge of their known space, believing it to be beyond repair. Now they were witnessing something extraordinary. A human mechanic was not just repairing their technology, but advancing it. Jaewon's modifications went beyond simple fixes. She was introducing concepts that were completely foreign to the alien technological framework: adaptive learning algorithms, self-healing circuits, quantum entanglement principles. She was basically rewriting the ship's entire technological language. By the time the station's main lights began to dim, significant changes were visible. The ship's systems were no longer just repaired, they were enhanced. What was once a damaged vessel was transforming into something more advanced, more intelligent. The alien supervisors exchanged meaningful glances. This was more than a repair job. This was a demonstration of human potential that challenged everything they understood about technological innovation. Jaewon finally looked up, her eyes tired but satisfied. She had done something most would have considered impossible. The ship was no longer just fixed, it was reborn. As she stepped back to survey her work, a subtle smile crossed her face. The real journey was just beginning. The repair station's main conference room felt unusually tense. Jaewon sat at a long metallic table, surrounded by alien supervisors who watched her with a mixture of curiosity and respect. Her recent repair work had changed everything they understood about technological restoration. Kiral, the lead alien administrator, placed a strange circular device on the table. It pulsed with soft blue light, representing their official communication protocol. "You have completed what we believed impossible," he said, his voice calm but loaded with meaning. Jaewon remained quiet, her hands folded neatly in front of her. She knew this moment was more than just a typical work evaluation. Something significant was about to happen. The room's environmental controls shifted. creating a neutral space where human and alien communication could flow smoothly. Holographic displays flickered around them, showing technical schematics of the repaired spacecraft. Each diagram highlighted Jaewon's extraordinary modifications. "We have a traditional offer for exceptional technological work," Kirill continued. His species had a reputation for strict, almost ritualistic negotiation practices. "If you successfully repair our vessel, you may ask for anything within our collective capabilities." Most mechanics would have immediately started thinking about personal wealth or advanced technology. But Jaewon was different. Her mind was already analyzing the deeper implications of this offer. The alien supervisors watched her carefully. Their species valued calculated responses over emotional reactions. They expected a typical transactional request: credits, advanced equipment, or rare resources. But Jaewon's reputation suggested she was anything but typical. Her eyes scanned the room, taking in every detail. The holographic displays, the subtle technological interfaces, the way the alien administrators positioned themselves, everything was a potential source of information. Kirill continued, "Our offer is binding. Whatever you request, if within our technological and legal frameworks, will be granted." His tentacle-like fingers pressed a small activation button, making the offer officially recorded. The repair station's background noise seemed to fade. This was a moment of potential transformation, not just for Jaewon, but potentially for human-alien relations. The offer represented more than a simple reward. It was a test of human potential. Jaewon understood the cultural significance. This wasn't just about her individual achievement. Every word, every request would be analyzed, studied, and potentially used to understand human thinking and motivation. Her mind raced through multiple scenarios. She could request advanced technology, personal wealth, or exclusive research opportunities. But something told her this moment was about something bigger than personal gain. The alien supervisors leaned slightly forward, their bioluminescent skin showing subtle color changes that indicated growing anticipation. They had made this offer to hundreds of repair technicians across multiple star systems, but never with such genuine curiosity. Minutes passed. The silence was thick with potential. Jaewon's calm demeanor didn't reveal her internal thought process. She was calculating, analyzing, understanding the deeper layers of this unexpected negotiation. Kirill's patience was remarkable. Where other species might have pressed for an immediate response, he understood the value of careful consideration. The offer would remain open, a testament to the respect earned by Jaewon's exceptional work. The room's technological interfaces hummed softly, almost like they were waiting. Holographic displays continued to rotate, showing the repaired spacecraft from multiple angles. Each image was a reminder of Jaewon's extraordinary skills. Her hand moved slightly, a small gesture that suggested she was close to a decision. The alien supervisors noticed, a subtle change in posture that indicated something significant was about to happen. This was more than a negotiation. This was a moment that could potentially redefine human-alien technological cooperation. And Jaewon was at the center of it all, about to make a choice that could change everything. The soft blue light of Kirill's communication device continued to pulse, waiting for her response. The repair station transformed overnight. What was once a typical maintenance facility now buzzed with an extraordinary energy. Jaewon's modifications to the alien spacecraft had become something more than a simple repair. It was a technological revolution. Her hands moved carefully across advanced control panels, introducing systems that seemed to challenge the very understanding of technological potential. The ship's core systems were no longer just functioning. They were learning, adapting, evolving in ways nobody had predicted. Alien engineers gathered around monitoring stations, their usually calm expressions replaced by looks of complete astonishment. What Jaewon had done went far beyond standard repair protocols. She had essentially given the spacecraft a new form of intelligence. Quantum navigation systems that were previously damaged now responded with incredible precision. Where there were once broken circuits, She had introduced adaptive learning algorithms that could predict and prevent potential failures. The ship was becoming more than a machine. It was becoming a living technological organism. Kiral watched, from an observation deck, his multiple eyes tracking every single modification. He had seen countless technological achievements in his long career, but nothing compared to what this human mechanic was accomplishing. The spacecraft's internal systems began to demonstrate capabilities that defied current technological understanding. Complex problem-solving algorithms emerged where there were once simple operational commands. Navigation systems could now anticipate potential spatial challenges before they became actual problems. Jae-won worked with a calm determination that seemed almost supernatural. Her fingers moved across control interfaces, introducing subtle modifications that completely transformed the ship's fundamental operational framework. She wasn't just repairing, she was reimagining what was possible. Alien supervisors whispered among themselves. Some looked concerned, others looked excited. This wasn't just a technological breakthrough, this was a fundamental shift in understanding how advanced systems could function. The ship's quantum communication network, once fragmented and unreliable, now operated with crystal-clear precision. Signals could be transmitted across vast distances with unprecedented clarity and speed. What was once considered impossible was now becoming standard functionality. Power distribution systems were completely redesigned. Where traditional spacecraft required massive energy reserves, Jae-won's modifications allowed for incredibly efficient energy management. The ship could now accomplish more with significantly less power consumption. Her approach was revolutionary. Traditional engineering followed strict, predictable paths. Jae-won's method was fluid, adaptive, almost organic. She understood technology not as a collection of parts, but as a dynamic living system that could be guided and developed. Hours turned into days. The repair station became a place of constant observation and amazement. Scientists and engineers from multiple species began arriving, wanting to understand how one human mechanic could achieve such extraordinary results. The spacecraft itself seemed to respond to Jae-won's touch. Complex systems that were previously unresponsive now hummed with a new kind of intelligence. It was as if the ship was learning, growing, developing its own unique technological personality. Kiral approached her during one of her extended work sessions. "What you are doing," he said carefully, "is beyond our current understanding of technological potential." Jae-won simply smiled. She knew she was doing something extraordinary, but for her, it was just another complex problem waiting to be solved. The modifications went deeper than anyone initially understood. Adaptive learning systems were being introduced that could potentially revolutionize entire technological frameworks across multiple civilizations. What was happening in this small repair station could change everything. Alien technological experts began recording every single modification, every subtle change. They understood they were witnessing something historic. A moment where human innovation was transcending previously understood technological limitations. As the days passed, the spacecraft transformed completely. What was once a damaged vessel was now a testament to human potential. Advanced, intelligent, adaptive, it represented a new understanding of what technology could become. Jae-won continued working, her focus unbroken. She wasn't trying to impress anyone. She was simply solving problems, pushing boundaries, and showing the universe what human creativity could achieve. The repair station continued to buzz with excitement, waiting to see what would happen next. The moment of decision arrived with unexpected quietness. Jae-won stood before the alien council, her hands clasped behind her back, looking both calm and determined. The repair station seemed to hold its breath, waiting for her response to the unprecedented offer. Kiral and the other alien supervisors watched her carefully. They had expected a typical request: advanced technology, personal wealth, or exclusive research privileges. But Jae-won was anything but typical. "I want collaborative research," she said simply. The words hung in the air, surprising everyone present. Her request wasn't about personal gain. She proposed a joint technological research initiative that would bring together human and alien scientific minds. It was a vision of shared knowledge, mutual understanding, and collective advancement. The alien supervisors exchanged surprised glances. This was completely unexpected. Most repair technicians would have asked for something that benefited only themselves. Jae-won was thinking about something much larger. Her proposal outlined a comprehensive program where scientists from different species would work together. They would share knowledge, explore technological challenges, and develop solutions that could benefit multiple civilizations. It was ambitious, bold, and completely revolutionary. The repaired spacecraft sat nearby, a living testament to her extraordinary capabilities. Its modified systems now represented more than just a successful repair. They were a bridge between different technological understanding. Kirill stepped forward, his bioluminescent skin showing complex color patterns that indicated deep thought. "You could have asked for anything," he said, "but you choose collaboration?" Jae-won nodded. "Individual achievements are limited," she explained. "Collective progress is limitless." The repair station's environment seemed to shift. What had started as a simple repair job was transforming into something much more significant. This was about breaking down barriers, challenging existing limitations, and reimagining technological potential. Alien technological experts began analyzing her proposal. They discovered layers of sophistication that went far beyond a simple research exchange. Jae-won had essentially proposed a framework for interspecies technological cooperation that could revolutionize scientific understanding. Her request included specific provisions: open-source technology sharing, joint research facilities, collaborative problem-solving platforms, each element carefully designed to create genuine, meaningful exchange. The spacecraft's advanced systems served as a perfect demonstration of what could be achieved. Its quantum navigation, adaptive learning algorithms, and revolutionary energy management were living proof of the potential of collaborative innovation. Days of discussions followed. Legal teams from multiple species reviewed the proposal. What seemed simple on the surface was actually a complex diplomatic and technological initiative that could change everything. Jae-won remained focused. She wasn't interested in personal recognition or individual glory. Her vision was about creating pathways for collective advancement. She understood that true progress happens when different perspectives come together. The Alien Council recognized something extraordinary was happening. This wasn't just a technological proposal. It was a new approach to understanding scientific progress, cultural exchange, and collective potential. Kirill finally stood, making the official announcement. "We accept your proposal," he declared. The repair station erupted in a mix of cheers and stunned silence. What had begun as a simple repair job had transformed into something much more significant. Jae-won had not just fixed a spacecraft. She had opened a door to a new way of thinking about technological and cultural exchange. Her request went beyond immediate desires. She had created a framework that could potentially change how different species approached scientific collaboration. It was a moment that would be remembered in technological history. The repaired spacecraft sat silently, its modified systems humming with potential. It was more than a machine now. It was a symbol of what could be achieved when creativity, innovation, and collaboration came together. As the initial discussions concluded, Jae-won allowed herself a small smile. She knew this was just the beginning of something extraordinary. The universe had just witnessed a remarkable moment of human potential.